Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This is your boy Atticus checking in with you from the Blue Zone of New York Football Giants podcast. I just want to do a quick recap of today's game. The New York Football Giants visited the Cleveland Browns today at 1 o'clock. And oh my God, did this game start off as a potential disaster? I mean, on the opening kickoff, Eric Gray fumbles the ball. The Cleveland Browns get it. Deshaun Watson throws a pass to Amari Cooper. And within 11 seconds, the Giants are down 7-0. Looks like this game is going to start off to be an absolute disaster. And then the New York Giants get the ball, and Daniel Jones, I believe it was a third down play, almost threw an interception in Cleveland's territory. Thankfully, there was a roughing the pass penalty called against the Browns. The Giants were able to get the ball back, and the Giants ultimately ended up having an impressive, I believe the drive took up like 8 minutes. Daniel Jones tosses a touchdown pass over to, I think the first touchdown was actually a running play to Devin Singletary. And then 2 other touchdowns he threw in the first half to Malik Nabers. What a game he had. There were some other contributors to the stat line as well. Devin Singletary obviously had 65 rushing yards. He continues to have a really nice average, but he's got some fumbling issues that he's going to need to address. Tyrone Tracy Jr., I've been saying this all year, he's going to be a big asset for the New York Giants. He's averaging over 4.5 yards per carry. And then DJ spread the ball around. He had 7 different receivers that he threw the ball to, maybe 8 different receivers that he threw the ball to. He had a very high completion percentage. He finished with over 70% of yards. He almost threw another interception in the second half. But when I looked at the tape again, it looks like his arm was hit as he was releasing the ball. So it kind of came out funny. And it could have been a pick, and Malik Nabers actually turned into a defender on that play, thank God. But Malik Nabers just continues to impress. He had, let's see his stats. He had 12 targets, 8 receptions, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also ran for a first down on a 4th and 1 play. So he did a very good job today, continuing to pad his stats. The kid's just doing outstanding things. He's certainly fulfilling the draft capital that was spent on him to get him so high in this year's draft. I did touch on Devin Singletary, and I really hope that this doesn't continue to be an issue with him with ball security. Eric Gray's another one, and these are 2 of our 3 running backs, right? Both of whom had fumbles today. And while we did gain 112 rushing yards over the course of the game, they were hard-fought yards. The defense, I need to mention, Shane Bowen did do a much better job play calling this week than he did the first 2 weeks of the year. I thought that he showed a lot of different blitz packages that he didn't put any film out there prior to this week's game, and it was very effective. And you saw in the second half of the game, when he went away from the blitz, when the Giants felt like they had a comfortable lead, that what they were doing, just having a 4-man front and playing zone coverage, it was just not as effective as they were when they were blitzing. So I want to see more of that from them. On our podcast last week, Mumar and I talked a lot about we wanted to see better performance by the defense. We got that check. The Giants recorded 8 sacks today, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, 8 sacks. And everybody contributed. Roches Nunez had a half a sack. Burns had a sack. Dexter Lawrence always impresses. He had 2 sacks. Ojulari was just all over the place today. He was filling in whenever Burns or Thibodeau was out. You saw Ojulari in there, and the Giants didn't miss a beat. So he looked really good. Jason Pinnock continues to look really good when he plays down in the box. He is good coming off the edge, and he disguises it well. It was nice to see Micah McFadden in there. He did a really good job, and he's always playing on the other side of the line, which is really refreshing. So while I thought Cleveland had the edge on the defensive side of the ball today, it was the Giants who had the better performance today, and I was really happy to see that. DJ did get sacked 2 times today. But by and large, the offensive line did a great job of holding up. And I think it is absolutely fantastic that week 3, we're not already looking at who potential draft picks are going to be coming out of the next season's draft to help provide some stability on that offensive line. I'm not going to sit here and say that the New York Giants have that whole thing sorted out and figured out with the offensive line. But what I will say is it is really refreshing to not be screaming about protection issues and open up rush lanes for the running backs for the New York Giants. It is very exciting. So that's my real quick high-level overview of what I saw from the Giants. Cleveland looked very pedestrian. Deshaun Watson did not look very good until the second half when I don't know why Shane Bowen went so far away from the defensive strategy that gained them so much positive results in the first half, but he did. Nevertheless, the Giants did hold it down. I do want to also mention that Gregory Joseph, the kicker that the New York Giants signed this past week, it was really refreshing to see him kick an extra point, kick a field goal, but he also missed a field goal. And that was disappointing. I thought he would do a much better job at kicking field goals this week than he did. But, the guy, I'm going to give him a break. It's his first weekend with the team, and he's got to get the nerves settled down and whatever he needs to do to get himself into Giants football. So I'm going to give him a break on that one. But it was good to know that at least we had somebody who was capable of kicking a ball on the field. I thought the Giants offensive line once again did a great job. Andrew Thomas struggled a little bit with the pass rush. I think he had 1 or 2 holding penalties today. But how can you expect him not to? I mean, he's going against Myles Garrett. He was the defensive rookie of the year. The defensive player of the year last year. I mean, he's just an incredible specimen. But overall, kudos to the New York Giants for not going 0-3. A lot of people thought they were going to go 0-3. The Cleveland Browns were heavily favored in this game, and they did not win. The New York Giants, they looked good. The offense continued to play at a very high level, and we hoped they would have after last week's performance. We thought they did a good job against Washington. They did not come along with a victory because obviously the defense was nowhere to be found. But this year, I thought the defensive intensity align nicely with the offensive intensity. I think we've got some issues on special teams. Obviously, Eric Gray fumbling that first kickoff of the game, and then with missing the field goal. But I think that the Giants are looking a little bit better each week. So that's all for now. We'll see you guys probably on Wednesday, as the Giants are going to be hosting the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday Night Football. And when I check the scoreboard now, Dallas isn't faring very well playing the Baltimore Ravens. Let me just take a quick look here. It looks like Baltimore is up 21-6. They have the ball. They're driving in Dallas's territory, and they're probably going to score again. And we are in the third quarter, and they're getting their cheeks clapped right now. So, all right. Hopefully Dallas loses. The Eagles won today. I think Washington plays tomorrow. So, but good for the Giants. Good win. And we hope that we'll get another victory this Thursday. And we will see you guys soon. Go Giants.